Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we'll start with the next part of our neural network, which is basically understanding about the matrices. Now matrices are also very important in your whole machine learning model. Matrices are basically the measure that tell us how good the model is performing. So matrices are basically used for evaluation. So it's like they tell us humans like how good is the model is. It is basically used for the reporting purposes because definitely you need to know how good your model is performing. So matrices are used to measure how good the model is performing, but they don't affect the training directly, unlike laws. Laws is also one of the matrices. I won't call it matrices, but still it's like calculating your actual value, like calculating the error, which is basically a matrice, right? So calculating the error in your machine learning model, but laws affects the our overall machine learning training. How? Because based on the laws, we optimize the data, update the weight, and then again calculate the prediction. So you are affecting the training directly. But matrices don't affect the training, they just tell you overall evaluation of it. So, for example, let's take an example of a spam detection model, which was checking if the email is a spam or it's a non spam. So if I calculate it, okay, if I run it, I provided input values, which is some of these spam values to my spam and not spam labeled input values to my machine learning model. My model learned it, performed it, and predicted me something. And when I asked the prediction, my model predicted, let's say, this is a spam. But in actual, it was a not spam email. Okay. So what happened is the loss is basically it tell you the prediction, how wrong your prediction was. It will tell you in a percentage, a numerical value, that you predicted spam and it was a not spam. So this much of the loss you have occurred. This is the error. But the accuracy, this accuracy is basically one of the matrices. Okay. So this accuracy will tell you the percentage of emails that are classified correctly. Like how much accurate your model is based on how much correctly your model has predicted and classified your emails. So let's say for not spam emails, the model has predicted not spam. For 20 not spam emails, model has predicted to be not spam. Okay. For 50 spam emails, model has predicted to be spam for all those 50 spam emails. Okay. And for 20, they were model was wrong. So that 50 and 20, that was correctly the emails that were correctly classified by the model is basically the accuracy that we have. Like how much accurate is your model is. So there are multiple matrices that are available with us. We have accuracy, we have cross entropy, we have precision. So there are multiple matrices that have been used to evaluate the model. So there are first thing is your model is classified into two things. First is the classification models and second are the regression models. So classification models are those where we are classifying something. For example, object detection model. That is a classification model where we are detecting if the object is a cat, a dog, a human being, which animal, elephant or tiger, giraffe, or whatever it is. So you are classifying something in you're classifying an object, you're classifying something in a category. So that is a classification model. Similarly, let's say you classify, yeah, that's spam detection model. So identifying, classifying your email as spam and not spam into two categories. That is a classification model. Similarly, identifying if the fruit is in banana, orange, or apple. That is a classification model. So wherever you're working with classification models, we use these all matrices to evaluate the model. First one is the accuracy, which tell you how much percentage of the correct predictions has been taken by the model. So, for example, among the 100 objects that we have, 90% of them has been correctly classified by the models to a correct category. Then we can say the 90% accuracy has been achieved. Again, let me tell you once again, in ML, we never ever able to achieve 100% accuracy. That is impossible. Then we have precision. So first was accuracy, just to calculate how much correct is your model is, how much percentage is of the correct prediction has been taken by the model. So we calculate it to be like if the 90 are correct, so make it to be 90% accuracy. Precision is out of predicted positive. So we have another matrices which is precision. So precision is basically out of all the predicted positives, like you calculated to be all the positive predictions you have calculated, how many were actually positive. So precision is like, let's imagine you are creating a spam detection model where you are classifying the emails to be spam and not spam. So among the 10 spam emails model, 8 were truly spam. Okay, so there might be possible that among two, which were not properly spam, like there were a confusion between them. Okay, so but model predicted to be a spam, but in general, 8 were the truly spam. So here the precision would be 80% because among all those 10 emails, 8% were the truly spam emails. They were truly positive. They were actually positive. So we made sure the precision here is 80%. Then we have the third type of matrices, which is recall, or we call it sensitivity, which means out of all the actual positive, that means that we have, how many were correctly predicted. So let's say actual positive, we here in the 10 predicted spam, so model has predicted 10 spam emails. Among them, 8 were truly spam, so these were the actual positive. Now among that truly spam, how many were correctly predicted? Like among them, 8, let's say 6 were correctly predicted by the model that yes, they were spam emails, and their model is predicted to be wrong. So for in that scenario, that again 8 to 6, so we call it, let's say 60%. So 60% will be the recall value. So we have another example. Let's say we have 12 actual spam emails present in our model, in our input data set. Model found 8 to be the spam emails. So in that scenario, the recall value would be 66%. So what we calculated? We calculate accuracy based on prediction. We calculated precision, which is the actual true value. We calculated the recall, which is out of actual true value, how many were correctly predicted. And then we have the F1 score, which is basically a balance between your recall value and your precision. So the IE is basically your recall value. So these are the multiple types of matrices that are present for the classification. Let's actually go back to the code and let's use all these classification models that we have. Okay, one more thing let me tell you. So let's take this model. Okay, so here I want to calculate the accuracy of my model. So let's say after the, and do you want to calculate the accuracy in every loop? We can do that. Let's say I want to print accuracy, where we will be using the accuracy function that is present in our model. So accuracy underscore score. So before starting with it, we need to import the accuracy score. So from sklearn dot matrices, import accuracy underscore score. Perfect. So in accuracy underscore score will pass the actual value and the predicted value. So the actual value is basically y and the predicted value is y underscore prediction. So now let me run this. Okay, it is taking a longer time than expected. Might be because of calculating the accuracy in every loop. We got the first approach. Okay, I'm getting an error, which is basically in my line accuracy. Okay. Is this because I'm calculating the accuracy in every loop and my model won't allow me to do that? Let me copy this, remove this, and no, after we are making the prediction here, right? So what if I print it here? We have the actual value y, we have the predicted value which is y underscore prediction, and we have everything. Okay, I'm still cannot call numpy or tensor. Okay. So we have to, we for calculating the accuracy, we also need to import the numpy library. Import numpy. Okay, before starting with it, what if I tell you that, okay, can't call numpy tensor, requires gradient, use tensor.detach.numpy instead. Okay, so that's a problem because of the numerical value that we are getting while calculating the accuracy, because might be possible in that specific value that we are providing, accuracy won't be achieved because of point symbols. So let me just give another example. Let me just use a very simple different way to let you know how accuracy works. So let's say from sklearn dot matrices, I wanted to import accuracy score. Perfect. I provide the values by my own. I am giving the true value, which is the actual value, which is actual value is always like 1, 0. 1 is positive, 0 is negative. So let's say you are checking if you're supposed to take an umbrella or not. 1 says yes, take an umbrella, 0 says don't take an umbrella. We again pass 1, we again pass 1, we again pass 0. That is the true value that we have. Now the model is predicting 1, take the umbrella, comma 0, don't take the umbrella. 1, take the umbrella, comma 0, don't take the umbrella, and again don't take the umbrella. We already know the difference, but I want to have the accuracy achieved. Print accuracy, comma accuracy underscore score y. Okay, I got the y underscore true, comma y underscore predicted. Let me run this. Okay, the accuracy is 0.8, which is 80% accuracy because one was wrong. See, let me tell you one thing what were happening before. So before we are working with numbers, that is not a classification model. Okay, so this model that we have created above is not a classification model. It is a regression model. It is not classifying the values into categories. Whereas if you see here, we are classifying the characters, we are classifying the model into categories, which is 1 and 0. 1 is positive, 0 is negative. We do have one classification model that we have created, which was basically classifying the one second, classifying if the email is a spam or not spam. Remember? Yes, perfect. Here are we. So here we calculated the predicted, we predicted something, but here we were predicting, we were not storing the predicted value. We were just predicting it, and we do have the labels, but we don't have the predicted value of it. So what we can do is, we can, instead of this model or dot predict, I can store this value and then I can print it. So let's say y underscore predicted is equals to this. I want to print accuracy, comma accuracy underscore score, where we pass the true value and the predicted value. So let's say get money now. For that, the true value is 1 and the predicted value is y underscore predict 1, which is yes, it's a spam email. And in this, I don't have the sklearn dot matrices import accuracy score. Perfect. Yeah, I think I'm good with it. What's the problem here? Sorry, my bad. Let me rerun this. Okay, so the problem is the y underscore true needs to have a. I cannot pass this, so let me have this. Okay, so the accuracy here is 1.0 because the actual value was 1 and we also predicted to be 1. What if I change it to be 0? That it's only one value. Okay, I'm only comparing one value, because of that, see, the accuracy is 0%. I'm not comparing in a multiple set of values, which is practically wrong here. Okay, I need to predict it in the based on multiple values. So that is wrong here, but that is just of a way of telling you how to basically use the accuracy in your model. Similarly, in the classification model that we are working with, where we are classifying the categories, if you remember, the loss function that we used was cross entropy loss. Okay, right? Where we were calculating the predicted value and the true value, we use the cross entropy loss function to calculate the loss. Similarly, let's say I wanted to, we already know about the cross entropy loss that we use it for the classification model. Similarly, for the classification model, we do have other matrices, which was precision, recall, and F1 score. So let's actually calculate all them here only. So I would be importing precision score. Then I want to calculate recall score. Then I want to calculate F1 score. Perfect. Now let's write it all here. So we first print the precision, comma, precision. So every precision score will be calculated based on what? Your true value, which is y underscore true, comma, your predicted value, which is y underscore predicted. Perfect. Then we calculate the recall value. So precision tells you the actual positive values among all the values which are present, like how much is the actual positive values. Then we call the recall. We similarly call the recall score function that is available in the sklearn matrices library. We pass the y underscore true value. We pass the y underscore predicted value. Perfect. Then we calculate the F1 score. So print F1 score. Here we are not understanding about the formulas, because why to use there is a formula to calculate the accuracy, precision, recall, and FN score. Okay, but we are not using all those formula. We are just using the functionality that is available. Because in starting, see, definitely you should know about the formulas, but when you're working on higher level, when you're working on the high machine learning projects, there you cannot use formulas and all. You can simply use the function that is available. Let me run this. See, so among all the accuracy that we have achieved is basically 80%. Precision is how many positive values we have achieved is 1.0. Recall is basically how much values of the actual positive values were true. So if you know the actual positive values was this 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 are the actual positive values. Among them, two were actually corrected and one was wrong. So we got the among three, two was correct. So we got the recall to be 0.6, and then we calculated F1 score, which is the balance between the precision and recall. So the balance between the precision, which is 1.0 and 0.6, was 0.8. So we calculated the F1 score. So if we wanted to put it all together, then we can say, if we just put it all the accuracy and everything together, then we can say that precision help us always. If we start with loss function, loss function guides you with the learning process. Loss function includes cross entropy and the MSE, which is mean squared error. Based on the loss function, we optimize our data, updates the weights. So optimizer will update the weights, where we understood about the SGD and the Adam optimizer. Then, based on all the optimizing and laws that you have calculated, we will be evaluating a model. So, how accurate a model is. So, which will tell you what we are doing. So, we calculate the accuracy, precision, and recall FN. So, one more thing. If I jump back to my code, there's one more thing for regression, where you're working with numbers, where you have like the house prediction model or anything where numbers are involved, there we use these three different types of evaluation matrices. The mean squared error is the one that we've already used for the loss function. We've already seen an example of mean square error, but there is one more where two others, which is basically mean absolute error, which is the average absolute difference, which calculate the average absolute difference between your numbers, and RMSE is the square root of MSE. So MAE is also passing the true and the predicted value, and RMSE is the square root of your MSE. So these are also the, I would say, the matrices that are available for us to calculate. The simply we can use the function of the MNE and MSE. There is a formula for them. Okay, so we don't have to actually use the formula. We can directly use the functionality. So if I just tell you with an example, let's say, okay, let's actually jump to the code and understand this as well. First thing is I need to import NumPy library because definitely I will be working with numbers, and numbers calculation is only possible with NumPy library. Now from my sklearn dot matrices, I want to import mean absolute error, comma, mean squared error. Why mean squared error? Because RMSE is the square root of it. Now we pass the actual value and the predicted value. So let's say the actual value, we are using a house prediction model. Okay, so just say the price of the house is $100. Second actual is $200. Third is $300. Fourth is $400. Now the predicted model, the model has predicted. The first it predicted 110. For second it predicted 190. For third it predicted 290. And fourth it predicted 410. Perfect. Now for calculating the mean absolute error, which is MAE, is equal to, let me use a short form, is equal to mean absolute error. We pass the true value, which is y underscore true. We pass the predicted value, which is y underscore prediction. Perfect. Then we calculate the RMSE. So RMSE is basically mean absolute error. Okay. Which is basically mean squared error, like square root of mean squared error. So if I say mean underscore squared error, we pass y is equals to true, comma, y underscore predicted value, comma, square root. So squared is equals to false. So we just take, it will calculate the MSE that we have and we calculate the square root. Okay. Now if I wanted to print it, so print me MAE, mean error, print me RMSE, RMSE, and let's run this. Okay, so what's wrong here? Why true prediction? Is it because I don't want to calculate it? Let me rerun this. I'm still getting an error, which is basically of the, okay, the square root that I'm passing. But I want to calculate the square root. I don't want to calculate the mean squared error for me. I already know the value of mean squared error. Okay, so RMSE is 100 and mean absolute error is 10. So for mean absolute error, we just pass a true value and the predicted value. For mean absolute error is basically, I would say, the absolute errors which are present. Okay, so what I mean by absolute error is the difference between them. So for one true value and predicted value, 10 was a difference. Similarly, for another, 10 was a difference. Similarly, for third, 10 was a difference. Similarly, for 400 and 410, 10 was a difference. So among all of them, 10 was the difference. So mean absolute error would be 10 because we are getting 10 as the difference between them. For the root mean square error, basically the square root of your mean squared error. So we calculated the mean squared error. Let's say the mean squared error came to be, um, mm, 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 let's say it is 100. So the square root of 100 would be 10. So we should get the 10 as the output. So that's how the mean squared error and RMSE, root mean squared error, and mean absolute error works in Python. This is also one of the matrices that we use when we're working for regression functionality, when you're creating a regression model where you're working with numbers. So overall, we use the accuracy, precision, recall, FN score for the classification model. For the regression, we use mean squared error, mean absolute error, and root mean squared error. So this was all about the understanding about matrices.